everyone, and welcome to Inspiring Voices, the podcast of the Cornwall Federation of WIs. Today, I'm meeting with two members of Grampound WI, Sarah McGowan and Janet Lockyer, and they are, they run their WI's Cookery Club, which we're going to talk about today, and perhaps give your WI some ideas about how you could take forward something similar in your own WI. Janet, do you mind if I start with you? Good morning, both of you, by the way.
Morning, Helen.
Janet, if you could just tell me a little bit about the club and what you do.
The club we started about a year ago. We tried to start it before COVID, but didn't get off the ground. So it was about a year, 2 years.
2 years.
2 years ago, with ideas. And we had about 5 people, and I think we've now got 10 in the group. And we talk about different tasks. I won't say challenge because I think that's a little bit bake-off. So various tasks. So just one was a Victoria sandwich, because not everybody can make them. And everybody came to the group the following month with their Victoria sandwich. Even if it was a disaster, they brought it with them. So we could all try it, talk through the recipes, and then we progressed marmalade and various other things. So Sarah, you put yours.
Yeah, I think for the members are all of different culinary ability, which we have a very open response to, and it's a very safe environment for people to experiment with food, but it's really become a learning forum for...
Do you give people a recipe, or you just tell them to go and make a Victoria sponge using your own recipe?
Yeah, sometimes it might be a little more prescriptive, but very often it's very open-ended.
Yeah.
And then people come back and we put them out for all of us to see. And we then discuss the challenges, why did that happen? What was it? Could it have been an oven? Could it have been the ingredients? And we've learned a lot about different varying ingredients, absolutely everything that could happen to a Victoria sponge.
Yeah.
And it's been fascinating for all of us.
Yeah. One of the ladies actually bought a Victoria sandwich that she made in the air fryer, which was a total disaster. But she decided to try it. So that was quite a learning curve, really.
Yeah, and we do have one lady, and she will openly say she loves a shortcut. She loves quickness, and she will often challenge the whole response to the exercise. So, for example, when we did marmalade, we slaved and slogged over marmalade, and they were beautiful jars. My outcome was, can I really be bothered again to do this?
Marmalade can go very wrong, can't it?
Yes. And then she brought a jar of a particular supermarket's very inexpensive brand of marmalade, put it on the table and said, well, for a family who are struggling on an income, that was perhaps 49p. She said, is it the right response to be doing what we're doing? She will always challenge us in a different way. Now, there's no right or wrong answer, and some of us will and some of us won't, but it has made us all think very differently about our response to food.
And even one of the ladies bought the tin of man-made.
Yeah.
And made that, which was actually lovely marmalade.
My mother used to cheat and use that.
Yeah. So it was like to show the differences of the outcomes. So that's always good. And they'll try various things. And one of the best things I think we did, we've got the Italian Cornishman that's not far from us. And
who is that?
Sarah spoke to him
I don't know who that is.
It's a guy called Ugo, and he's
I do know.
called the Cornish Italian, and he
Yes.
makes pasta.
Yeah.
Janet.
So Sarah approached him and we were asking if he'd come and demonstrate. But then he said he'd rather have us all working together in groups, making the pasta with him. So we had a masterclass one late afternoon, all of us in Sarah's kitchen with little workstations, and he was making focaccia and we were all making pasta with him coming round and watching and showing us. And
that's fantastic.
Then we all sat and ate what we'd produced, and we had a fabulous a late afternoon evening, and the ladies really enjoyed that. That was great fun.
Yeah, and as I said, we have another member who, she's a very young mum, and when she came to the group, she said, "Look, I live my life with convenience, or previously had," and she said, "I would never have considered in my busy world making pasta, making bread, making anything, but what the Cookery Forum has done for her is changed her concept about how she approaches food. So she would now make bread. She'd never made a quiche. She'd never made bread, but she's thought about food in a different way, about the nutrient values and all the rest of it. And the pasta was another example of that. Who makes pasta?
So what's your next task? You've done Victoria Sponge, you've done marmalade. What's up next?
Well, we're now moving into the new year to go and see all the Cornish producers. So our breakfast meeting was at Griggs' shop in the restaurant yesterday to give them the list of venues, and we've literally got every month for the next year something there, visiting St. Ewe's, Philip Warren. There's a fermentation demonstration we're going to, and in between different cookery events we're going to do. So we presented that. So our first visit is Philip Warren, isn't it?
To the butchers
in February.
So
we're going to have lunch at Strawberry Fields first, then go on to Philip Warren, who's going to show us around what they do.
And I think this actually came out of, we went to the Cornwall Federation farm visit.
Yes.
And we we all absolutely loved it and loved what that gentleman had to say.
That was put on by our Environment and Public Affairs Committee, yes.
And it came out of that because he interestingly talked about, farming. And on the back of that, we thought, what are we doing? We've got a wealth of fantastic food opportunities in this county. We should be looking at them. So we've kind of set up visits, really, and all these places have been very, very welcoming. Some we're paying for, some we're not. And that's fine. All our members agree to that.
So you're really focusing on Cornish produce for the year. That's wonderful.
Year. Yeah.
And we're going to, I've opted to write it up. So from yesterday, I'm going to write up each month, and hopefully at the end of the year, we'll have a whole, a bit of a discussion point about what we've done for 12 months looking at food. And hopefully we'll put that through to CFWI, and that can maybe go in the magazine or...
Of course it can. Yeah. That sounds like a story for WI Life.
Yeah.
You think big.
And maybe it'd be a good idea, now we're talking to you about this, is each visit we do, like Philip Warren's the first one, we take some photos and then we can send them in to you.
Please
and
do.
Can use them if you want. So each month, whatever we do, take a few shots and then forward them to you.
We love it when WIs take pictures.
Yeah, on what
That
we're
would be
doing.
great. But
And
you're not giving up on your food, your tasks, are you? You're still going to be cooking.
no, in between, like Philip Warren is the first visit. Then we have somebody that I know is a master baker. She's going to come out and do a question answer thing with the group. So they're all going to put questions, which I'll pass to her. So it's a learning curve. We've put it as a masterclass, and she's very good, Dawn. And we've asked Dawn then, when she's finished, to set a task, a cookery task for all the members. So the next month we'll be cooking and we'll be doing whatever task Dawn puts forward.
And my understanding is she's a bit of a taskmaster.
Yes, she is.
So I don't know whether I'm looking forward to this, but she's very professional.
Yeah, she is.
And will push us, which is what we all want. Or I like. I like being pushed out of my comfort zone with food.
Yeah. And I think the group are ready to be stretched a little bit more now, and we'll take it on board. And because nobody's judgmental, are they?
It is a safe environment.
Yeah.
You've got no Paul Hollywood in the group.
No.
It really is a safe environment. And we have all had not disasters, but disappointments. You know, you put a lot of effort into something and it isn't what you hoped.
Well, it happens to everyone, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And that was one of when I asked everybody yesterday what their reasons for coming were, somebody put understanding our failures. So, you know, and I think in life that's something that's really important to learn, you know, isn't it?
Yeah. One of our visits is a local farm. Well, I can say the name, Lob's Farm Shop by Halligan. And Ian is obviously very local. And I've done various farm visits there. So I've asked him, could he do one for our cookery club later in the year and base it on source to farm shop. So he'll show us and talk us through the farm. Then we can go to his farm shop and we can see where the produce is sold, and we can have lunch there at his new restaurant.
There's always a little bit of food involved, you know.
You've got to have food in the WI, haven't you?
Yeah, but it's a good way of people understanding source to the shop.
I think we have tried to avoid, we have, although there's been a lot of fun in our gatherings and we do eat, it's trying to veer a little bit away from just WI, another meal out. As lovely as that is, we've tried to put a little bit of a learning focus on it.
Yeah. All WIs go out for meals, but it's nice to have a little bit more to it as well.
Yeah. And I have to say, the breakfast meeting was very successful, wasn't it? They loved it.
Yeah, it's good.
So there are 10 of you. Have you got more members keen to join?
Yes.
We had a new member yesterday.
Yeah.
Lovely.
She came along and it was fantastic because it was lovely. We were able to meet her in a relaxed environment. And we started talking about the Cornwall show. And she said, I'm really keen to be involved in that. You know, a lot came out. And we don't exclude anyone. It's open to all our members.
Yeah.
We report back to our members. We charge, we collect £2 from people each month, but that gets reported into our treasurer. So there's a trail of our events.
That's
so
excellent.
We've got a build-up of cash. So when we did our pasta demonstration, obviously we paid him, but we got already a lump sum within the pot. So it didn't cost the members as much.
Yes.
So, and we said we can collect the money and perhaps put it towards a meal or whatever. Or if we've got costs with the ongoing trips that we have got ahead, then we've got some money there to help pay for that. And £2 each month doesn't
that's not much, is it?
No.
So
It's
what
surprising
advice
how much. Sorry.
what advice would you give to a WI that might be considering starting a group like this? Where would they start?
Come and talk to us.
Come and talk to you.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And I think that because I think in talking to us, or somebody who's or a group who's done it, and talk to all of us, that would be nice if they came along to talk to a meeting and talk to all our members, because I think they have to understand the needs of their own WI, because every WI is very different. So in talking to us, their approach may be very different.
Yeah.
I think to try and emulate what one group has done may not work.
No.
But they think, oh, actually that bit would work, or another bit wouldn't. We've had aprons printed now just for a bit of fun. They're great. But we've put sort of, rather than have a very traditional look, we've put slogans all over them. Well, food slogans, like love food, hate waste.
Yeah.
We're trying to look forward rather than look back.
Yeah.
We've got the WI logo on the front.
Excellent.
What was Kathy's slogan? Because that was really good.
So there was a program once her husband, I don't know, that they liked, and it said on this program, for goodness sake, just do something, will you? So she put on hers, just go and cook, will you? She's very out there. She's just got this wonderful sense of humour, and she's a breath of fresh air in the group.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to contact Grampound, you can check your WI yearbook, either the paper copy, or you can look online and you can find contact details. And I'm sure they'd be happy to hear from you.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. It'd be lovely. Come along.
So you're both keen cooks.
Yes.
Let me put you on the spot. What is your go-to meal? If you had to cook something quite special, what do you cook?
Whoa. That's a really interesting question. Well, I will bake.
Mine's gone blank.
I will bake, but it's not my go-to food. My go-to food is 100% savoury. So I would love something Mediterranean, something, for example, I love ottolenghi. Ottolenghi's food.
Me too.
So I love that whole depth of flavour that he gets with ingredients, very simple ingredients. So they're my go-to foods, I think, that type of genre, really.
Yeah, I like my husband and his son have got a boat, so they fish, and the whole family like fish, so I do fish. Different takes on fish pie, but they're all very big meat eaters. They do like their roasts and to eat meat. I do use my slow cooker a lot, and I experiment quite a bit with that. So it depends what mood that I'm in and who I'm cooking for. Really.
You always want to be invited to Janet's because it's a very nice meal.
Well, so sure.
Both of your meals would be lovely. Well, I think that's all we have time for today, but thank you so much, Janet and Sarah, and I wish you all the best with your Cookery Club.
Well, thank you for inviting us, Helen.
Thanks very much. It's been really great fun. Thank you.
Yeah. It has been good. Thank you both.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.